and welcome to my first video on YouTube. As you can see, we will build today a small beach house leading to the ocean. This lot has a trade off the grid, so there won't be any electricity. House itself will probably accommodate 1 or 2 Sims without any kids. I was trying to shape this build and make sure it will not cross the 100 tile limit, so there will be few adjustments as we go. With this house I want to experiment a little with colors, so outside I use blue-green wooden paneling with warm browns, and inside I tried some orange, brown, blue and pink colors. The foundation was raised on stilts with a split-level deck facing the ocean with nice wooden panels. The roofing is quite simple. I used the texture from Island Living with some dark trim and a glass roof over the deck. I think I used Island Living, Season, Cats and Dogs, Jungle Adventure and Parenthood, and a few other packs to build this house. All the packs will be listed in the description below. Building this house, I was imagining a little rich young adult that got money from parents or win a lottery and bought a house on the island to surf for a day, or maybe, I don't know, join a Peace Corps, which actually doesn't mind the electricity that much. So I was going for an old worn look with some modernization, the basic needs cover and a place with new ones, but other less important parts of the house just untouched. I raised the walls to medium height to add this great trim from Jungle Adventures. The door is from the base game, which quite good work with the rest of the house, and the wood tones matches a lot of swatches from other items in the game. I was able to find few windows that go great with it. Next, I was trying to use this great window that come from Laundry Day, I think, but it wasn't working for me. So I chose some more regular windows from base game and those wooden dashed ones from Island Living. This is my first speed build, which was inspired by the current situation, and I wanted to create something that would be a perfect vacation spot. I always play with the idea to start a YouTube channel. I never seemed to get around it before. But now, when more people started creating content from homes, I figured this was the time for me. Honestly, I thought this will take me much less time than it did in the end. I never edited any videos before, and I needed to learn some basics before posting this first one. Otherwise, it will not look at all. So it took me some time to learn, but in the end, I think it will get quicker and quicker with the next videos. I would like to know more what kind of builds you would like to see on these channels, as well as your opinion if you like listening to the build description, or would you like to more random stories to hear as you watch. Because when I got to the voiceover part of this video, I was so struggling to record. I wasn't sure what to say, and especially because English is not my native language and I'm not used to random talks like that, so it will a little challenging. As a side question, I would love to see your opinion in the comments below. Okay, getting back to the video. Usually after I figure out the layout of the house, I would like to color all the floors and walls first. Sometimes after that I will redo the wallpapers or floors if I change my mind during furnishing, but most of the times walls will stay the same and the furniture will be inspired by them. So the bedroom is a little girly, you can say, with the pink bed and curtains. But the blue-pink composition was something I wanted to try for a long time, and I think it looks quite good. Also, the bedroom is the biggest room in the house with a great view of the ocean. There is a little sitting area, a lot of plants and a dresser in it. Next, I did the bathroom, which is quite small, and at the beginning I forgot about the off-the-grid tray. So you will see me choosing different appliances as I try to find those that will work without any electricity. Also, with the small bathrooms, I like to make them as light as possible, especially if there is no windows in it. I used the shower from the Island Living. The light wood tones one is my favorite. I thought about adding some separation between the shower and the toilet, but in such small space it will look forced, and by the way, this is the Sims game. So it not matter at all, it's not like anything will get wet from the open shower. There is also the sink from Tiny Living and a laundry basket. After I stopped recording, I added wash tub and clothesline outside the house, so your sim will be able to do the laundry, no worries. Also, I added bins in the kitchen and outside. Doors are missing from the video as well, but there are in the build if you want to download it from the gallery. My ID is themintSims. All the information will be available in the description below with the lot name, size and any other info you will need to check it out. Okay, next I decorated the kitchen. I didn't know how I would like to set the furniture, so I played a little with the layout. I knew I want to have a table with chairs in it, but since the room was quite small, I didn't have the space for 4 chairs, so I deleted the 2 and pushed the table to the wall next to the door. This gave me a little more space in the kitchen for more counters. It also gave me a space for flowers and some clutter on the top of the counters. I know that the dish dryer is not next to the sink and it will not make much sense in normal life, but it looks good next to the stove. And the corner counter was just for some kitchen items. So there is this vase for specialty you can drink in island living on top of the fridge. It's only decorative, but if I remember correctly, you get this vase also in welcome community or any other food day there is here in the beach. I always use this sink in those type of builds when it should be more eco or the sim is closer to nature. It gives me this DIY vibe and it's in this brown rusty color. It's just perfect for the brown orange theme of the kitchen. And it looks quite worn down, so outside outdated appliances we have also some old ones that are not looking that great. I added a little rack under the sink and the next one under the table. In each room outside the top light, I tried to add a few other candles just on the shelves or tables, so it's really looking like the off-the-grid house. The last in-house room is the living room, and as before I forgot about the tray, so I started with a table for a TV set, but I quickly remembered that it will not work, so I changed the table for a couch. I continue with the brown orange theme in the living room with some yellow addition in chairs and pots. I also added the decoration box of for the holidays. If you like to have decorated your house, you can do it now. On top of it there is a little tray with oranges, but I tested and you can use it without any issues. And speaking of issues, the biggest issue with this room I had with choosing racks, especially the one next to the kitchen. I cut most of it out, but I tried like 1,000 of them. I want to choose something odd in shape, like these 3 racks under the table and couch, so I was about to choose this avocado rack, but all swatches didn't work for me in the end, so I chose this one from City Living and sized it up. I wasn't sure what I want to do exactly with the space. I was sure that some desk area and couch with the coffee table will be enough for the living room, especially because it's off-the-grid house and you live in the beach, so you will not spend most times inside. There was this unused space next to the kitchen door and the bathroom. I thought we can use it to add more plants and light to the room. I know this is part of the room looks quite random, but I guess in the end we all have a random space in our homes where we don't have a space for something useful, but it should not be empty. I know I have. I thought for a moment to add a bookshelf there or an easel for skill bending, but there are many books around the house to use. Some might be one only decorative and you will need to move it for your Sims to use it, but there's one bookcase that you can reach without changing its placement in the living room. I also added this dartboard. I never use it. I thought it will be something fun and random, and also will cover the empty space next to the bathroom wall. And I was actually curious how it works in The Sims. Plus, I think your sim can actually get their fun up using it. To be honest, I think the desk area is just my favorite in here. I like those hanging plants in crystal balls and all the clutters around it. It's quite great. If you want to choose another tray for your lot and to make electricity work in it, you can actually add a laptop in there, so it will be fitting as well. So, going outside, I added a few outdoor stuff during living room decoration, including the boat and fishnet, but we also have the split level deck to decor. And here I was going back to the pinkish tone from the bedroom, and I always love how Curtis looks outside in The Sims 4. I know that they do not move on the wind or anything like that, but I'd imagine it will look great and it gets you a little cover from the beach. Not that you need it on a private island, but I did cover 3 or 4 walls of this deck with the curtains. I placed a lot of candlelight in corners and a lot of plants, and I think 2 sunbeds with a small table between them. I added this great ladder that came from Island Living. I'm happy that we have those, but in the end, when you play as a mermaid, they don't use ladders to get up on the deck or house, and it's quite annoying because they go around the house in the front door. As a normal sim, you can use it. I make sure to test it, so I'm not getting why mermaids cannot use it just like normal sims. I get that they have tails in the water, but theirs is also gone when they come closer to the beach, and they just walk just fine. So why can they use ladders? For me, it doesn't make much sense. I added a few torches outside the house before for some light in the night, and also I wanted to have a fireplace on the side, so there is a big one near to the beach towels with a few mismatched chairs around it. On the other side of the lot there is a wash tub and clothes like I mentioned before, and to finish the build I used some darker shade of the shade created the path in front of the house. We are at the end of the video, so I hope you liked the build and the voice was not terrible. All the important information you can check in the description below, and if you have any questions feel free to ask. You can download this house in the gallery. My ID is themintSims. Subscribe if you feel like it and click the thumbs up for more speed builds. Stay safe, I see you next video. Bye!